Hello and welcome back to the TFL3.
We are here at Charing Cross.
Yep.
The Lonely platforms, platforms 1 and 2.
Yep. And our thoughts on the Class 465 are very well known, but we'll be covering those in their own video because we haven't actually ever done that yet.
And so today we'll be doing just that. Here in Class 465.
Oh, who's this?
I'm going to go on the 707 now. I want to go on the 707.
I mean, we were just about to do a video on the Class 465.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the history of the Class 465 and the Southeastern franchise more broadly. The Class 465 Networker is an electric multiple unit built between 1991 and 1994 by 3 different manufacturers, BREL, ABB and Metcam. Remember this, it becomes important later. These originally served Network Southeast, the Southeastern division of British Rail, but not long after the 465's introduction, the franchise was privatised, with the Southeastern franchise, including the 465s, going to Connex. They held this from 1996 until 2003, when the franchise was stripped due to poor financial management. The publicly owned Southeastern Trains took over after this, but only lasted for 3 years before the franchise was given to Govia in 2006. Govia lasted until 2021, significantly longer than the others, but this was due to various contract extensions in 2011, 2013, 2016, 2019 and 2020, rather than any long-term agreement. This meant that there was little incentive for Govia to invest in long-term maintenance of their trains, as was expected that it would be refranchised at several points. In the end, they lost the franchise in 2021 due to discrepancies in financial reporting, and the franchise would return to public ownership, under the Operator of Last Resort scheme, where it remains today. During this time, the 465s were rarely ever refurbished and poorly maintained, probably due to the short franchise periods, meaning that whoever held the franchise had little incentive to make future services better, as they wouldn't profit from their own investment, and it was easier to make it someone else's problem. By the time that the Operator of Last Resort took over the Southeastern franchise, it was long since too late to rescue these aging units. Now, Southeastern have already replaced some units with Class 707 Desiro Cities, acquired from South Western Railway, and issued invitations to negotiate with several companies in order to acquire replacements for the fleet. With that history of the 465 and the Southeastern franchise out of the way, let's see the state of the trains today.
There are 2 main types of 465. BREL blue pole, Metcam orange pole. They are not compatible, although they can be coupled together to run in multiple. Let's go. Here we are on board the 465. You can see the toilet was out of order, which is to be expected. You'll see the 3x2 seating layout makes it quite narrow. The interiors are very tired.
And this door doesn't close.
Although not as tired as the interior on the BREL ones. This is a declassified first class.
There's not really anything special about it. Alrighty, yeah, this one over here is a BREL blue pole. And yes, these are even more tired. And let's see if the door actually works here. No guarantee. Right, here's the main problem. The seats are constantly cooking, also there was stuff in there. That is disgusting. I really want to wash my hands now. Right, yeah, you can see this should come off. Right, so we talk about on the TFL3 how, 465 seats are often broken. But did you know you can do this too? Wonderful, isn't it? Right, so they are clearly in a very poor state internally. Yeah, you can see again they're not in the best state.
No, definitely not. These units are fully PRS compliant, which is pretty good. I don't know if they're like this from the outset, but you have got wheelchair space. Yeah. There's no member of staff on board these trains to deploy said wheelchair. Yeah. Ramp, as these trains don't have to.
The other thing is that these trains are very dusty. There'll probably be a video coming up about now of me making the dust go up. So I'm not going to do it on a busy train. But
some people have rights.
Yeah, but it was awful. You can see that they have not been cleaned in some time, which shows that they are grubby and falling apart, and it's just not a fun experience. And there is a reason that Southeastern commuters hate them. Kind of You know,
These have
plastic
actually
cameras.
been somewhat recently refurbished, apparently.
Yeah.
They were refurbished in the last few years.
Yeah. I wouldn't
They
have
didn't do
noticed.
anything- They didn't do anything to the seats.
Yeah. Well, if I pass the camera to you,
All the refurbishment did was add the wheelchair space, I think, and slightly change the layout of seating.
yeah.
They also a lick of paint, I think.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, what's it? Compare this with the 507s up in Merseyrail. They are almost 15 years older than these, but people in Liverpool will remember them fondly because obviously they're in their twilight years. They will probably be going this year, but people remember them fondly because you know they were good, right? And of course they are being replaced by a much more modern train now, the Class 777. But people can still see that they were good, right? But these every South Eastern cathedral I've spoken to does not like these, including myself. So you can see that they are very dated.
So next to the toilet, you have extended legroom seats. It's just weird. I don't know why they've got two seats here. Weird. Anyway, shall we progress?
Once again, the doors aren't very good, as we have mentioned in previous videos.
We are currently being held to a red signal. There's no information. The screens, EIS screens, are not working, and there are no announcements, neither automated nor manual. Which is obviously very frustrating as a commuter in the 21st century, where you expect a certain amount of information to be provided during the journey. There's one positive of these, though. They have bins, and they do seem to be emptied fairly regularly. I've never seen one completely overflowing.
Yeah. Most trains do have bins, as far as I'm aware, though.
Not on some new trains don't, like the Elizabeth line.
Yeah, some don't. Yeah, which is disappointing, but still. Point being that you can see that.
I'm just trying to find a silver lining.
Yes, it's hard though. As I was saying, these trains are not the oldest on the British Rail network, but
They certainly feel it.
yes,
But not in a good way.
Yes, that's not an old and quaint thing. That's just old. And you know, we just got on this train to film it. I don't actually know where it's going, and it doesn't say. I don't actually know where we're going. Luckily for me, I've got a travel card, but who knows?
.465s are very well built. They were built by Metcam and BREL, and they are of aluminium construction, and they are very, very, very well built. The build quality is very good. Crashworthiness, not so good, but build quality, good. They were built to last, which unfortunately they have, and this is where I'll get on to the more technical side of stuff. So, these trains have had one sort of refurbishment over their roughly 30-year life. You consider these trains are 30 years old. These trains, due to the constant switching of train operators and private companies, they were never given proper maintenance and they were never properly looked after, which means not only internally are they falling apart, but externally and mechanically. These trains were the future. They used to be the most reliable trains in the country. They were fantastic. But due to poor maintenance and whatever Connex did to them, they have fallen down reliability-wise. They're very unreliable now. And they're also falling apart build quality-wise because no one is actually taking care of these trains. No one, the undercarriages are completely falling off, just like with what would happen if you don't take care of a train. It's kind of like a duh moment. If you want your train to be liked by passengers, and if you want your train to actually work and not get fined by the DFT, then look after it. It's not that difficult. Anyway, yes, as you can see from like pictures of NSC 465s, the undercarriages completely intact. That is a train. Yes, the NSE 465s. Everything is like completely beautifully laid out. It's really nice internally. It looks brand new and clean on the outside. And poor maintenance and lack of love has led to their really unfortunate state nowadays. And that is depressing.
And so now it is time for the best part of a TFL3 video. Everyone knows this. It's time for the toilet review. Now,
An actually working loo.
Oh, it's a good new type.
look here, so we've got soap, water and dry. I'm glad that it's all separate and not like automatic.
There's some weird substance on the side.
I'm not going to film that.
Yes.
I'm not going to film that. You don't need to see that.
These feel very low.
There's also a mirror so you can...
Yeah, and this is one of the good ones. This is one of the good ones.
It does not smell nice.
I don't know why there's a mirror in the toilet. I don't know why you want to
It feels-
see yourself on the toilet.
Goodbye.
We spent a while trying to find the open button. It feels very...
I was spamming the open button from the
It feels
outside.
very why is it that low to your head? I am not a tall person, and that felt very cramped.
And so now I'm going to do something unprecedented for everyone's enjoyment. I'm now going to review the toilet fully. See you later.
You know it. You love it. The broken seat counter. Broken seat. 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 Broken seat.
Broken seat.
Yeah.
Broken seat.
Right. Yeah. You want to guess what this seat is? You want to guess? You want to guess? It's broken. Congratulations if you guess broken. You win nothing.
And I think the whole broken seat thing really
Yoink.
sort of shows the problem with these trains. Is these trains, they could have been so good. They could have lasted until 50 years old without getting life expired. They could have been legendary trains like the Peps and like the Mark III multiple units. They could have been great trains from the BR era.
But now
But
they're
no,
not.
because they're unloved both mechanically and internally, and just like the seat, they're falling apart.
So why am I banging on about the toilets on these trains? Well, because they're the only trains in the South Eastern's metro fleet to have toilets. The class
Yeah.
376
Yeah,
metro
yeah,
stars,
sevens and sevens don't either.
they don't have toilets. The 465s do. 466s also do, but the 466s have smaller, non-accessible toilets because the 466 is not PRO compliant. So, Steve Wright, who is South Eastern's managing director, has stated that South Eastern's replacement trains for these 465s coming in about 2027
Yes.
will feature toilets and level boarding on all of their trains.
Yeah, this is obviously very good news.
As these are integral to accessibility of the services.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very good thing that these are finally being replaced. It's a shame they're going to last longer with better care, but the fact that they are going is good because, as you can see, they have not been cared for, and that's our opinion at any rate. And we've made it to Bromley North.
So from 2008 onwards, the Metcam 465s were retractioned by Hitachi. This was due to lack of maintenance on the Metcam units, meaning that the traction equipment was in the bin. So they retractioned the Metcam 465s. You can tell this, these are 465/9s that have an orange pole interior and overall just feel a tiny bit nicer than the BREL and ABB 465s. You cannot put a 465/9 carriage with a 465/0 or /1 carriage because mechanical differences, because BREL and Metcam had to be different because funny!
They can run as multiple
They can
units.
run in multiple though.
Yeah.
So at least that works. At least
Yeah, at
that
least they can
works.
couple together.
But
So otherwise that would be insanity.
You can't use the spare parts from, say, written off /9 on a damaged /1 because funny.
Yeah, they're not compatible.
Because-
and they're just not. They're- So that was the 465, and in conclusion, a lot of the problems that we have found with the 465 are due to simply neglect, especially by the private companies and those before Southeastern OLR.
Yes, they're falling apart in every way, both mechanically.
And internally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's purely due to neglect. They could have been so good. They could have lasted for 20 more years and been completely fine. But no.
Look at the 165s, GWR.
Look
They
at
are so much
GWR's
better inside.
165s.
Yeah, which
They're
we have
so
covered in a
much
previous
nicer.
video.
Yes, that is what happens when you look after a networker both mechanically and internally.
Yeah, but that is not the case with these, and they are in a sorry state. Of course, Southeastern have now confirmed the plans for their replacement, so no refurbishment will be happening anytime soon, or
I
ever.
do fear for the replacement and how that would be looked after.
Yeah.
I'd like to think it would be looked after a bit better.
Yeah,
But
Let's-
looking at the 707s, they haven't been looked after the best with Southeastern. Which
So
is
let's just
unfortunate.
hope that whatever replaces these will be looked after better, or we'll have to make this video again.
Now, can we go to the pub?
Yeah, all right. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like,
Goodbye.
comment, and subscribe. Check out Antigod, and we'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All aboard.
No.
No. No.